It is like a finger pointing away to the moon.
Thinking is medieval. They are asking all the wrong questions.
I'm sure. Good luck on that subway ride home, you miserable, ugly f***ing wives.
People don't know what they want until you show it to them.
Trust me, I'm not driving a 7 Series without strippers.
I think I read Warren Buffett say something like that. Right.
Who's Warren Buffett?
All right, back at it again.
Back at it again.
I feel like we've been recording like really quickly the last couple weeks.
We had to make up
Trying
for
to
our
catch up
time
stuff.
away.
Yeah.
So yes, once again, we say welcome to the dojo for the third time in less than
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yep.
We love
I think
it.
this is episode 22. We're plugging right along.
Dang, son.
Yep. Been doing this a long time.
General market tings.
Yeah.
ETH is being strong.
ETH is doing great.
Almost at 34 as
Way
of
stronger than
recording.
BTC.
Yes, BTC has just been kind of fading a little bit. It's funny you listen to people, and I do think there's something to be said about like listening to too many people is probably the reason I find trading very difficult, as opposed to just like following Kaleo only or something and just taking obvious ones. But like everybody has a different. Oh, if we break below this line, we're in real trouble.
Support and
all the support lines. Like we break below here, and then the 100 and 200 day moving averages and stuff. But so, yeah, apparently 45 is big, 43 is big.
Yeah.
They're all big.
I saw who was Palmer or somebody was tweeting 30. We're going to 36, and I'm just like, whatever. Like I don't know. We'll see.
That was my initial thesis when I got in at 28, because I was like, oh, okay, we're really going to slog through it here.
Yeah.
And then we went up so much higher from that than I thought.
We might still be in crab and not ready to up only yet. I mean, who knows?
Or we're in this is the dead cat playing out.
Or that too.
This is just dead cat. ETH is trying to fight that thesis though. 'Cause
Yeah.
they've been strong.
ETH and Solana.
You'd hope, yeah, and gosh, Solana. You'd hope that it's like a use case thing.
Well, it has to be. I mean,
Because you got to keep using ETH to
Yeah.
buy these JPEGs.
None of this is surprising because, I mean, yeah, everyone just only cares about JPEGs. No one cares about coins at all except the people that are trying to make AVAX a thing.
Which is done.
Yeah, it sounds pretty done.
It exploded so hard.
Yeah, that was a real quick.
Even Joe, which I think I lamented on here last time about how I tried to get into like a smooth, new, fresh coin that might pump, whereas I should have just gone with Joe.
Yeah.
Joe doubled the day after I didn't get in and now is so much lower from when I saw it. And from last
And
time
you
I
never
checked
got in it at all?
I never got in. I did get in the fake Doge, the Shiba one,
Yeah.
which is just crazy.
I'm upset that the KuCoin chain never really did much except for like a day and a half.
Yeah, that was seriously just like Doge pumps.
Mm-hmm. I feel like as soon as Suyash starts aping in, it's all over.
Yeah.
And like, Suyash just marks the top every time, no matter how early he finds it.
Well, it's like the only time that we were close enough to like see how the sausage was getting made was the BSC chain.
Yeah. And that went on forever.
It did, and we're like, okay, if you're not in with the first 4 hours, it's kind of not worth it because like the statistical probability of it shooting up after that is just like less than 1 in 10.
Yeah, we were feeling like we were finding some scam coins on 4chan, and we were still just like, this feels light.
Yeah.
Because it just mega pumped 16x or something.
Which is like, this has to just be, I don't know, some homies, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a group of people on 4chan.
Yeah.
What new stuff has been going on? I guess we can talk about the China banning stuff.
Yeah, I just saw Becker made a video about it, and I thought it was.
Yeah, I looked into it a little bit. It was just so they're banning it's not crypto specific. They're banning online gaming for under 18-year-olds during the week. So 5 days a week, and then it said most weekends only 3 hours on the weekend.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, which is bizarre, and that felt like you mentioned earlier. Like that feels like a culture changing decision because it's going to change kids growing up playing video games, which is maybe that's a good thing because to be completely honest, like. As much as we're moving into the metaverse, it's not like playing video games adds value to society.
Okay.
So it's like, does that like, is that good? Are they doing that as a macro thing for their culture?
Yeah, but it's kind of like, do you take the line that giving your citizens freedom is the proper way to make them better, or do you train them like soldiers?
Oh, I don't agree. This is the right way to go about it.
That's what I'm saying.
I just think this thesis is probably what they're going on.
This is their MO. And it's just very in line with, well, this is how you guys should act, so let's do it this way.
This is how you're going to act.
Yeah, no, I'm sure statistics are like educational statistics are going to skyrocket.
But also like, what is freedom if you're under 18 anyway? Like we tell 18-year-olds they can't do things all the time, or younger than 18.
The big problem, part of it is like, well, we don't really got to get into this, but like China took back all private schools, and they're like trying to get people to stop learning English. So this is clearly like like an isolationist tactic.
Sure, probably, yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna get like in a couple decades. That my whole thing was like this relates to crypto in the sense I'm pretty sure the point Becker was making was like if play to earn becomes a mainstay in the gaming world, which is like if like how battle royale is just like this is a popular format right now. If play to earn becomes a popular format, you're missing out on like over 1 billion people taking part in like a revolution, which like culturally one is not like might not be, they don't, social media over there is a little different than it is here, but just like the sheer number of people that wouldn't be able to participate in that, them having a seventh of the population or whatever is like, that's going to hurt the money flow.
Sure.
But then we were like, well, can you get it said online gaming, surely what, they just going to like, I would play Pokemon. If my country banned,
I'm sure they're still playing like
games,
handheld, like
I would be like, okay, cool, 3 hours of online gaming and just like I'm playing Pokemon during that. So yeah, maybe they just get super nostalgic video, like Sega Genesis makes a comeback over there.
But like, I wonder what the percentage of like LoL players are from China, because I know you always hear South Korea and Japan and places like. I never hear China in those statistics, maybe because you can't get access to them as much. But
that's an interesting thought because
you just never hear China in those conversations. At least I personally don't.
Yeah, all those type of guys.
It's so always South Korea.
Yeah, in those Dota and.
Yep. So I don't know how that affects crypto in the medium to long term. I'm sure the FUD, like the news of it, is gonna float around.
Yeah, everything China related just gets. I
think people are kind of over it at this point, though. They're just like, yeah, China FUD isn't real.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the way people lean.
Yeah, I guess some game coins took a hit. Which was,
I'm sure, like especially the smaller cap stuff. I'm sure people are just going to freak out and sell things. Yeah. And then, to be completely honest, that Becker video probably has more effect on coins than the news itself. That's probably true. That's the funniest thing to me, because people don't look for that news; they look for what he says about that news.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's
the cause and effect thing. It's like Elon tweets all over again.
As long as he's counter trading his videos, that's all he cares about.
Yeah.
But yeah. What else? Any other news in the last 2 or 3 days?
So I went on a little bit of a rabbit hole just because Kobe tweeted Arbitrum 1 launching its mainnet, I think today actually. But he just like tweeted a bunch of like excited emojis or whatever. So I put it down as a thing to talk about today, and then I realized I had no idea what it was. So I read it up for a little bit.
I still have no clue what it is.
So Off-Chain Labs is the developer, I guess. And then Arbitrum 1 mainnet. I'm sure they've talked about this on Up Only. I didn't know. Roll-up scaling solutions. It's just a scaling solution for Ethereum.
Okay.
Which is just like for speed and efficiency and security purposes. I'm trying to think of like a good what's it called? A metaphor, but it's like it's layer 1 versus layer 2. So these are layer 2 solutions where layer 1 has all this data, and like Ethereum is clearly congested as a network and needs to have some sort of like data relief. So layer 2 solutions like do the calculations and the execution on their mainnet, and then they post the proof of validation or whatever back to the level 1 to the layer 1, so it like locks into the blockchain, so it's still a part of the whole thing, but all the work is done elsewhere, and it's supposed to like relieve pressure off of the main system, which makes total sense.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm assuming that you have smart contracts that can make that secure, and that you can always mark your like proof of work validation from L1 to L2. I'm sure they figured that out at this point. But that's, I mean, if this was like on Ethereum's main site, so I think this is the one that they're choosing for this. So maybe we see a little bit of gas fee reduction.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is like, at what point in this transition are we supposed to see gas fees go down? Is it supposed to be a fluid like downtick, or is it just going to one day everything is fixed?
I mean,
I don't really understand.
It's all going to be the supply demand push and pull, because you're always going to have like long-term holders too, and that was kind of the thing with ETH 2.0, or sorry, the 1559 thing. I mean, was like that was a burn scheduling, which means like you're lowering the supply, which like on its face might not be the best way to reduce gas
that
fees.
doesn't sound like a gas.
So that's a lot of people are saying that was like it'll eventually lead to this because it's like a necessary step, I think is what they were saying. But yeah, I think ZK rollups, zero knowledge rollups, like this are seen to be the way we're gonna fix this.
Yeah, because today has been awful. Like gas today has probably been the worst we've seen it.
Dude, I'm in curve finance pools Curve is only the 100 biggest coin. I thought it was like a lot bigger.
As much as we hear about it, yeah.
Yeah, I hear about it so much. It's like the boomer
I guess
DeFi play.
DeFi as a whole kind of jumped down a little bit, I guess, just because
I don't think it ever really ever pumped.
Yeah.
Like I think it's still pretty comparable. But yeah, I got that's where I'm kind of doing my long-term holding, and I had to move like from one pool to another, and I still have rewards in my first pool for like, I don't know, maybe like $90, and the gas to get it out is like $200 right
yeah,
now.
it's so stupid.
It's just like
That might just sit there forever.
It might literally just sit there forever, and it's just all going to be on the second one.
Yep, that sucks. And yeah, there was like a bunch of new mints today for NFT projects, and every single one of them, the gas was double what the mint price was. Like it was just like, and no one cared. Everyone was just like, whatever, we're minting today. Like
on some stuff, you're just going to get a lot of people not caring. But it's clear why Solana NFTs have pumped.
Yeah.
They were the most established layer 1 like blockchain that people had used before because they already had their good kind of DeFi pump.
I wonder how much we're going to see people just doing that, because I've seen that in 2 or 3 of my group chats today alone. Like, all right, how do you do the Solana NFTs? This stuff's too expensive. Just to get into the NFTs. They don't even care if anything's pumping.
I tried to look into it beforehand just by typing in Solana NFTs, and like Solana or whatever didn't even come up in like the first page.
Really?
And apparently that's like the main.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
enough people know how to get to it that like things are pumping. Like I've seen the apes being flipped a lot, and
Yep.
like the little digital men being flipped a lot. Like there's stuff.
It looks
volume.
just like, yeah, it's just the same. Yeah, the stuff that we thought would run, which is the apes, and there's cool art pieces I guess on there.
It makes me want to jump into some stuff just because I know the fees have to be literally zero.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the fees are, but
because we're going to talk about Sol NFTs for a little bit, I wanted to say that the Off-Chain Labs place, they raised $1.2 million at a $1.2 billion evaluation, which is crazy. And Mark Cuban was in on the round, and so was Alameda Research. Which is
cool.
On Up Only, he was dropping some good alpha.
Yep.
But yes, that's that finishes that thing. So yes,
Dope.
hopefully gas fees lower. But yes, I don't think we talked about this last time on the Sol and Art. At least like 2 days ago when I checked, the Sol NFT rankings was like knockoff ape, second knockoff ape, knockoff punks.
Yep.
Like,
pretty much. Well, the knockoff punks, you just mean like the full body little digital men, right?
No, pixel dudes are just the face, right?
Oh, I thought pixel dudes were like like big head, small little like bodies.
I thought those were me bits, but maybe I'm.
No, maybe it's on ETH.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, either way, it's still a knockoff of something. Like,
okay, maybe there's something else. Well, I know there are soul punks.
Maybe that, yeah.
I think soul punks was like 4 or 5. I thought, but even if it's like a full human picture of a pixelated thing instead of a face, like it's still very.
Is it
still very punk?
This is audio. No one else can see. Is this what you're talking about? This is what I see all the time.
Okay, I didn't know that's what that was, but that looks actually super cool.
Yeah, but Sol's got like.
I mean, that's just a full-bodied punk, really. It's very similar style,
more futuristic looking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sol's got 5 to 10 like projects that I see getting flipped a lot, and they're all just knockoff ETH projects, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we're gonna start seeing that more just because people are addicted and they don't want to spend $200 on gas fees, so they want to go flip something somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, the common sense thing would be like, oh, it's where retail's gonna go, but I would assume, but most people are gonna at least dip their toes in. I think if you're playing in NFTs, you're deep enough on the ETH train. Most people are just gonna dabble.
Yep. No, yeah, it's not gonna ever be any serious volume. I'm curious to see. I don't know enough about Sol to know what happens once Sol gets enough traction to where their fees start going up. How bad it is, and like.
I mean, they already do so.
Yeah.
Much
so
more.
like, that's kind of crazy to me.
They
like their fees just don't go up.
They probably launched with some sort of L2 solution in place or something,
and they don't have to integrate it slowly.
And they're not working backwards trying to cage in this like monster that they created.
I wish I understood the tech a couple layers deeper to understand how that works.
That one article I read, I picked up more than I thought. I'm gonna try that one thing that one of these like I should know this. It's.
Yeah,
a lot of it is just like terminology explaining a concept that we kind of understand.
And a lot of the times when I start reading stuff like that, I'll see 2 or 3 terms I don't understand, and I'll just like, okay, I'll mark these down and go like do a whole essay on these terms at some point. And, like there's always one layer deeper. I just never go deep enough. Yeah. Is there any other news stuff going on?
Gosh, we want to cup this back in. I forgot I had something else about the Arbitrum thing. Wait, actually no. This was a Reddit. I just thought this was actually connected to the Arbitrum news, was just like a link to a Reddit story where they're launching. The reason it was connected was because they did a. All right, I guess I'll start at the beginning. They started community points, which is like if you ever use Reddit, you have karma, which is like you get upvotes and downvotes, and it kind of like accumulates into this score, and you can kind of tell if someone's legitimate by like how many points they have. So they launched community points, which is the same concept. I'm assuming there's some exchange. There's going to be like a store of sorts that you could use, but community points are an ERC20 token. That they're going. That is obviously on an Ethereum network. So they are like launching, I guess, a section of Reddit on, or I guess maybe just the tokens, but they say they want to like get all 430 million people on the Ethereum blockchain using like just Reddit and their everyday stuff. So they opened up, they called it like a bake-off, which was like a scaling solution competition.
Oh, I think I saw this.
For projects, and apparently just like tons of people flooded in, and Arbitrum 1 was the one that won that. So I thought that was very interesting because so each Redditor gets a vault, which is like a wallet. So we're just creeping more and more to this like.
That sounds very it sounds very like Bat type stuff, like just.
Yes,
like,
very much so.
Yeah.
Which we've been big Bat fans like
for 4 years now. I'm surprised they haven't made more progress. I guess it's just still a new concept people don't want to grasp. I
think it's almost like the XLM, like the Stellar issue, whereas like they serve a purpose, they do their purpose right now, but it's not the hot. It's not growing at a huge rate, so the coin is just like staying.
No one really cares about it. Like it's like
it's just traveling with the market, like as a complete middle point. Bat's had, I think Bat had like a little run up recently because I'm sure they're updating. They at least have Brave, which is a working browser and a very good product. So I would love Bat to keep running.
Yeah, that whole concept of like community points and like rewarding creators that you support based on you supplying them a certain amount of coins or points. That makes a lot of sense. I just don't know. I'm trying to mentally figure out how the mainstream gets like gaps to that. I don't know how that ever happens.
I think Reddit's the perfect way to bridge that because they kind of already have that. I think Reddit actually has a really good way.
When you put actual value behind it that you can spend, like
no, it has no monetary value. You can't buy these coins over the counter.
Oh, you can only earn them through that.
You can only earn them by doing Reddit-y things. So I think there's going to be no open market for them. At least there will probably be like a shadow market for them. I guess I don't really know. But the point is not to like pump this or just to be a Reddit coin. Yeah. It is just like an internal karma system, which makes it more like a video game currency. Which I like like I was saying, they're the perfect bridge because karma is already like their social score. And if that's really what they're going for, and you can keep it free from manipulation, which would be like it's not a governance token, so it's not like I'm gonna buy a bunch and like try to change these votes. Like it's actual community focused.
Interesting.
They would, I think they're the perfect candidate. It made me think if they were trying to do all that stuff with ERC20, and like because it's like it gets distributed like weekly or daily or whatever. If they were doing all that stuff and charging no fees to anybody.
Well,
so they were probably just getting
hammered,
nuked.
Yep.
So they opened up a scaling solution for that because they were like, we just can't even go forward with this. So hopefully, if it works for them and they're going forward with it, you just gotta hope that the scaling solution scales to Ethereum size.
It could be cool. Yeah, I saw apparently an NFT project today tried to do just it's gas related. Tried to do a free to mint and they even covered the gas fees on their end or something. And that was interesting to me. I wonder if we're gonna start seeing that more.
I thought the story was gonna end like and then a lot of people had like $1,000 gas fees. And
well, kind of. It didn't work, and like people ended up having to pay money for gas. But the concept of it was interesting to me, where I was like, so people are gonna start trying to do this free to mint stuff. Where like right now, free to mint does not mean free to mint. Like it means $200 to mint.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like it's still expensive. So we're gonna start seeing workarounds for these highest gas fees, and like projects spending tens of thousands of dollars just to get their stuff out into the ecosystem.
Because like batch minting, they don't really get. I'm just thinking from their perspective, is it easier for them to mint like 1,000 all at once? It's probably not this. It's probably not any different unless they have like a scaling, like a layer 2.
Yeah, see, I don't know how.
Which I'm sure is also possible.
Unless, I wonder, but no matter what, if you're sending to different addresses, you're gonna have to pay gas individually. And
well, that's certainly true.
You know what I mean? Like, batch minting works if you're sending all 5 to one address. Yeah. But if you have 1,000 people in there, that's not really gonna work. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. This gas, I just know. Welcome today, and that's all that's been being talked about is gas, and we'll see if it's gonna.
I mean, it would be cool if ETH keeps going up, gas keeps going up, all the assets keep going up, and then eventually you're just gonna see Sol and probably even like AVAX and the other ones just steadily grow.
Do you think AVAX is going to do anything other than shitcoin mayhem?
They're going to try.
Now that I feel like BSC is now like the Walmart of chains. Like it's
Dude,
like
it really is. Like it's a complete. And now
I kind of see AVAX as the same thing just because of this. Like no one really. I don't know.
I'm telling you, this is kind of like I was talking about. We're going to get a Pepsi and a Coke, and then a ton of shit in every category.
Yep. And
it's playing out. Like the shit is just stacking up. Like the Surge or the RC Colas or whatever.
Did you have any more news stuff?
Cope is below $3.
Oh,
this is not a financial advice podcast.
But
accumulate Cope at all costs is my thing. Is what I'm doing.
Yeah, it tanked.
Should have bought more under $1. I bought some. Should have just sold my possessions and family.
Wow, I did not realize it got that low.
It got low. It's all right. Everything. The market is very like. There's like 7 coins right now that are doing really well, and like have been for a full week, just continuing to rip.
Cope was doing decent for a while,
and then everything will go up a little bit, and then go down a lot, and then kind of go. It's very, it's a very strange time.
Yeah.
All right, so Mutant Apes. We don't think we talked about this.
Oh yeah, we can talk about Mutant Apes real quick.
Mutant Apes was a cool concept because when I first heard about it, I knew about the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and I knew they were doing like all right, everybody who has one gets a mutant serum sent to them, and you can use it or not. And I thought that was a cool concept, which means like, could you sell the serum?
Yeah, I was about to say, what if you not? Like, if you didn't, like, what does that mean?
Because that's the thing, you lose your Bored Ape. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
it transforms into something. So if you have a rare one, I don't know if it was guaranteed that you would become a rare mutant ape.
That's an interesting
predicament. So but it's also like a cool concept. Like, what if you have a really bland regular ape,
and then you're like,
and you just got in, and you're like, oh my gosh, I get a serum, and then your mutant one ends up being rare. I don't know if that's how it worked. It should have randomized it again, in my opinion.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been. Yeah, it shouldn't have correlated at all.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's what makes it fun.
Exactly. So I thought that was a cool concept because of like, you don't know your end supply in that pool, and then so there's 10,000 Bored Ape Yacht Club holders, a potential 10,000. Well, actually, you know what? The Mutant Ape Yacht Club has 20,000 items.
Yeah.
I bet you get a second NFT then, and everybody just immediately used it and just got a mutant version of it.
That's probably what it is.
That's probably what it is, because it said 20,000. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, okay. Because I was about to say, I don't think a lot of people would have changed their apes. Yeah, I don't think people would have changed their apes.
If it was like a lottery system to like re-roll for rarity and a different thing, I think that's actually a cool concept. I don't really know how you'd implement it, but...
yeah, I remember we were looking. So they did the Dutch auction, which I didn't know what that meant until yesterday. But I feel like it is something I should have known. But so it was as the minting went on, price went lower.
Yeah. On like a timed
and amount minted, I think.
Was
scale.
it okay? Yeah.
Multiple things that affected it.
Because it hit a certain point when they all started to run, and the price did not drop past that.
Yeah, I think because one of them was weighted more than the other, like time or whatever the price was. But yeah, I think the lowest it got to mint was like 2.6 ETH or something like that, and what the floor is like 6 ETH now.
It started at 3, and then went down, and yeah, I think I saw 2.7. I don't even know if I saw 2.6.
Yeah,
the floor right now is 6 ETH, right just under that. And honestly, the beginning ones are so boring looking that I understand. Yeah, but like, yeah, there's some crazy.
There's some really really cool ones.
There's some crazy cool looking.
That was just that was one of those NFTs where it's like, God, if you just have the capital, you know for a fact you're gonna triple your money. Like it's not.
I was coming home from something, and you texted me about them, and you're like, they're about to drop, and I'm like, we don't have a Bored Ape, we can't get it. He's like, and you're like, no, there's 10K for that, and then they're just dropping 10K, and I was like, how do we
move money around?
How do I sell everything? And I was just, it was like happening in a minute. By the time I got back, half were gone, and I was like, I cannot get 3 ETH, can't get $9,000, almost 10 grand together, like. And then I like hit refresh, and 1,000 more were gone. You're like, oh, cool.
Yeah, this is over.
And it was just.
Yeah, I was asleep when it started. I just woke up and saw it on Twitter, and I was like, oh, well, this is happening now. I didn't even because I just don't follow the Bored Ape stuff because I don't have one, so I don't care.
They made I wrote it down.
Oh, how much money they made?
Yeah, they made $96 million.
Dude, that is
in an hour.
I don't know how many people run that company, but it's not that many.
No,
and
they are doing.
They are banking
pretty good.
And still to this day, no one talks about the 10% royalties on all these back ends.
It just gets flipped.
That like Parallel and Bored Ape, all these.
Yeah, Bored Ape and Mutant Apes are both top 7 in volume, 24-hour volume, and like total sale price.
That is absolute insanity.
It's awesome.
That is so much money.
It is a ton of money. I was I had dinner with my folks. They were in town helping me with they were helping me build stuff, and I told they knew I've been doing crypto stuff, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna blow their mind with NFT stuff and just make them ashamed of me as a son. So like I showed my mom the oh, this is this wizard card from the Rainicorn ecosystem, and these are these parallel cards, and here's this. Luckily, I didn't have the thing from Slitney yet, which was an inappropriate title thing. And yeah, I was like, yeah, I got all this because the parallel cards we did really well on. So I was using that as an example, talking about how much I made. And I was like, yeah, I really only sold enough to break even. I probably should have sold a couple more and bankrolled a couple thousand. And my mom was like, well, they're going to keep going up, right? Why would you sell them? And I was like, you know what? Thank you. Sorry. I lost the vision.
Yeah,
I couldn't
somebody
see for a day.
was talking about that. God, who was? Someone in one of my group chats was like, every time I show my mom something in here that she knows nothing about crypto, but when I show her something, she just says a phrase that makes me realize she could outtrade me on anything I do. And for some reason, he was like, my mom just has intuition about just random things that she knows nothing about the ecosystem. She was just like, that seems stupid, or that'll go up.
That's just mom power.
Yeah, just weird intuition.
This was just total mom power because that's what
why would you sell that?
Because she's curious about it. She asked me and we talk about it and everything. She watched documentaries unprompted and would call me and talk about it.
Yeah.
So she kind of is bought into this. So yeah, she was like, no need to explain why that JPEG cost $900 and why I got it for $6. She was just like, yeah, it's gonna keep going up, right?
I mean,
yeah,
some her age group probably seeing the internet revolution and all this crazy stuff. They're probably used to seeing stuff that they're just like, whatever. This will probably just keep going up, or I don't get it, but whatever. So they're probably just used to that.
I think, especially them, they've embraced the oh, it's the clown show. Oh, everything's just crazy.
Yep.
There's nothing that.
Yeah,
can
we think
surprise
we're
me
embracing
anymore.
it. I can't even imagine growing up without internet and then seeing where we're at today. It'd be
how angry you'd be.
I'd be like, what are y'all even doing?
Because how many tech booms, tech bubbles have you missed to just make hundreds of millions of dollars?
Oh, yeah.
How many
we think we've
IBMs
missed
and Apples and.
We think we've missed 2 waves of crypto. It's people one generation above us that haven't gotten rich from this stuff. They've missed
You
decades
missed every
of booms.
company that runs the world right now.
Yeah, which is insanity.
That is very interesting.
Do you want to do some long and shorts?
Let me see if I got anything else. Oh, I did want to mention Phantom is launching a double the size of AVAX DeFi incentive program, which is I think that's partially how you got such crazy yields on all this stuff. It's
okay.
They're just paying out these...
Double the size, as in
Yeah, okay, so AVAX had an $180 million incentive program,
Gotcha, yeah.
through all their places, however.
Yeah.
Phantom's is $370 million.
Okay.
So they actually have been pumping this week. I cannot, because that is what I got liquidated on when everything went so bad for that day and a half.
You got liquidated on Phantom?
Phantom was the thing. I longed it from
sucks.
69 and it went up to 75 and then just down to 22.
Damn.
By the time I checked it a day later, I was like,
All was lost,
there's no
yeah.
hope. I'm sleeping on the street today.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering, do you think...
I still haven't done anything on Phantom.
See the pump? I wonder if the bridge narrative... Because it really was super easy to get over to AVAX.
But it was. I remember when we first tried Phantom, it wasn't easy. So.
No, it was very difficult.
Back
I have Phantom halfway set up on my MetaMask just because,
Yeah. Back in the day, 2 months ago, we couldn't figure it out. So,
Yeah.
so we'll see if it...
We knew it existed then. We're early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people will try it. Apparently,
sure.
Luna is they're finally launching stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know. I didn't honestly know that they were a layer 1 chain. Probably should have known that because I have a lot of money or a lot of coins of theirs. But yeah, I saw something and they're going to start farming and here's all the swaps. It's all this stuff's launching next week. So
yeah, immediately just try and get in some
tomorrow
farms. Yeah.
I'm gonna look. See, I was gonna say to the moon, but it's Terra, which means Earth, and then the coin is Luna, which is I guess it makes sense. The Terra ecosystem, and the moon is the coin.
That makes sense. I actually like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'll probably throw a little bit in if we get some early farms. See
I'll
what's
poke
going
around.
on.
I found Almeida said something in a text thread today about, or Sam Trabasco, I guess is the guy who runs it, said something about about how he's very surprised how yield farms have stuck around because he thought they'd be super faddish and would just be gone immediately. Meaning, he thinks, which I guess is true, that they have stuck around. We just saw, I think, the worst of the worst on some of them. Or yeah, it makes sense that those got rugged.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still it's a I'm finding a lot of good ones. I'm discovering a lot of new good ones, and I kind of thought we were past that.
Yeah.
I thought I kind of knew the couple, and it was like, the big boys are gonna win.
And
this.
there were like 2 weeks where like BL was like chasing all these yields.
Yeah,
and
but in crazy new stuff.
Yeah,
was,
and it lasted like 6 hours, and then you had to get out.
Yeah, these look like real projects that I've like heard the names of, but didn't know what they did, and then like poked around. Was like, oh my gosh, what?
Yeah.
Why do you get 2,500% on this?
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
gotta stay mentally locked in. And as you guys, if you listened to last week, you know that I have all my arrows are out of my quiver, so I have no mobility in this market unless I
don't
take
have
out a
much.
loan or something. So
I mean, I have all of my liquidity is I'm just chasing flips in one of my group chats right now for NFTs. So like I've got a little bit in a MetaMask, and I'm just kind of playing around there. But I'm just like, I'm not. Okay, people on Twitter are like, "Oh my gosh, you're not trading, or you're still trading shitcoins and not like flipping JPEGs." My money is in the best Ponzi's in the land, though. Yeah.
I don't have like the bottom tier, like a couple hundred down. I got a couple of those, but like I still gotta believe that like Chainlink and Luna and stuff. I don't want to panic, get out of my positions now, because this is the stuff I wanted to hold the whole time. Yeah. I would have had I'd have had like a 5% gain at this point. Like, I'm not doing that to chase something else. This feels like the safest thing to me.
Yep.
And so I just need to make more money or something to put in the more fun stuff.
I agree.
But you want to long and short it?
Let's do it. You start this week.
Okay. Long or short, we talked about this outside of pod times, about how the statistics that the National Restaurant Association put forward about people who used to eat in restaurants versus like their habits now, and it was like 80-something%, like almost 80% of people who used to go out to restaurants now will not sit down and eat inside.
Mm-hmm.
Will either like take it to go or sit outside or something. Are you long or short on restaurants ever going back to normal?
I'm pretty short. I think just because our generation was kind of moving away from like the regular dining experiences anyway. Like we're just, I don't know. That's just how I've kind of felt about it. I don't know what back to normal really means though. Like, I personally was not going in and sitting down in restaurants as much as.
Maybe it is like a generational thing, because I do alone, which I don't know if is a normal thing.
I definitely don't.
I'll go into a sit down restaurant just because and just get a table by myself, just because I'm like, felt like eating here.
I also feel like if I lived in a different, like, I don't feel like Nashville's the city I would do that in anyway. Like,
yeah,
like when I'm in like New York or something, I'm more inclined to do that just because I can walk around and do it.
You're doing it for the experience.
But like in Nashville, if I'm gonna get out and drive somewhere and go get food, I'm just gonna go get something to go. Like I have no desire to go sit in a restaurant by myself. So I don't know. That might just be a cultural thing, but I think this is definitely a catalyst to moving away from that.
Yeah.
A lot more just to go and like quick and in and out, and like sitting down in a restaurant is like more of a brunch thing or like a date or
The things that I've seen that are successful that are like hybrids are this kind of like outdoor mall feel where you'll have like a lattice, like a wooden patio, but it's just beams, it's not like a covered patio. And there's lights or there's like vines or something on it. So there's this kind of like outdoor garden feel. Those seem to be doing very well.
You mean like that street in Chicago we walked through that day? And
the
Miami Beach vibe type stuff?
Yeah.
I love those.
But more like, because those were both examples of like, kind of like, not tall and skinnies, but like, that was a really cramped area of town and they were just kind of right next to each other. I'm talking about like standalone restaurants with a good outdoor area that's like halfway covered. That's kind of where I'm trying to transition our business model, our restaurant business model, a little more to the outdoor cafe type feel.
Yeah, I do feel like going in and like sitting in like a dimly lit like restaurant, like I don't know, just that vibe doesn't feel as on as it used to. Again, that's probably a generational thing.
I never really even thought that it could be a generational divide, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It feels like an old person thing to do, but also it also feels like a date type thing to do. So I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty. I don't remember which direction you were going on that, but I'm pretty long on that being a more permanent.
Oh yeah. I said go back to normal. So you're short on.
I'm short on it going back to completely normal.
I have people that I work with that are just like, it's gonna go back to normal, and I'm kind of the mind that I think this is gonna be like working from home. Is that you're gonna have so many businesses that transition to this, and then notice it's easier and cheaper. That's the other thing.
Once you're forced to cut costs in certain ways, like why would I go back?
And I guess it bums me out too, because whenever you cut costs, you're giving the customer a worse product, and it's like they deserve it. and then it's like Lyft. Lyft is clearly a good idea, and and Uber, and the companies are ruining them, and we're just letting them get away with it because it's still more convenient.
Yeah.
All right, well, $5, that's still more convenient. All right, $7 fee. There's eventually a breaking point, and you're just gonna keep getting pushed.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna go to this like more outdoor, like cheaper food, more drink focused, more like walk around. You don't have a server, and I just think quality of everything is going to drop because part of it is you don't have like a person coming to your table to be like, hey, this is not good.
Mm-hmm.
I just think you're gonna see quality drops, and
I agree with that.
know.
I think we will too.
I think that's kind of the way the world is moving, though. It's like my dad.
Convenience over quality.
Yeah, my dad was like, "Why do they not make this part like?" Because it's better for both parties just to buy a new version. Don't make me a super heavy metal version of this part when it's really easy to replace and it breaks in a year. I'll just go buy another one for 85 cents and clip it on. You know, there's examples of both being optimal.
Yep. All right. Are you long or short on? I think. Oh, let's see. So Sol right now is still holding good at 108, and it's at 110 now, so it's jumped up a little bit. Are you long or short on Sol's price from where it is right now to this time next week?
Next week.
Mm-hmm. You think it's going to keep chadding, or do you think it can dip down a little bit to under 100 maybe? It's gone up so fast,
It's gone up so fast. What's happening next week? More not knowing what's going on until
we
it happens?
have no idea.
We don't know what happened this week.
This is kind of just a pit. Like, it jumped from 80 to 110 unbelievably quick.
After we were like, how did it get all the way to 72?
Yeah. So, like, literally, when we sit down this time next Tuesday.
So, options contract, 1 week expiration, Sol at 110. Put her.
Sure.
I'm trying to tendies it up right now.
Yeah.
Put her call. I'm saying no. I'm short that it will be less than 110 in a week.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Not in a negative. I just think it's just God. It's gone so hard. Like,
yeah, and and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is useful in a great blockchain. Correct? Is there anything else?
Yeah, we knew this.
Yeah, we knew this.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like it needs to breathe for a little while.
I think this also goes back to what we talked about last week, that having FTX is a huge thing. That could be another catalyst, is that you're just going to get more hype. FTX is just going to keep sponsoring shit.
Yeah, they're going to keep buying stadiums.
They're going to keep tweeting funny things because they pay young kids a crazy amount to intern. You can tell. Like, it's very possible.
They're killing it all over the board.
Yeah.
What's your second one?
Are you long or short? I don't even know on Donda. Have you heard it yet?
I have.
Okay.
From what I heard of it, I liked it. It's so long, bro. It's so long. Jeff, have you heard it yet?
I haven't listened to it.
Dude, it is. It's.
Donda. I was like, not today.
Oh yeah, you heard Donda. It opens out Donda chant. It's just like,
no.
I mean, the group chat, we all sat and like watched the live stream the other night, and like he brought Marilyn Manson out and like debate. He just wanted to get real controversial, and dude, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm always like on the side of the fence of like, don't make your album so long, just for my personal taste.
Yeah.
It's like I just want shorter, concise, like really well-rounded albums. But it's long as hell. And I got through like 8 songs on it, and I loved it. But I was like, all right, well, I'm bored because it's just so long.
Yeah,
I took a break. I'm probably very long. It's one of those albums where I feel like it's gonna grow on me a lot, and like I could tell he was doing the like God stuff and like praise stuff, but like not. It was like in a not as dramatic way as he was doing on the last album. So I liked it.
Okay.
I'm long on it.
See,
and I haven't heard it, so.
I don't. If I like an album, I make a playlist out of it. I take out the intros and outros and interludes, and then the 2 or 3 songs I don't like, and I listen to it on shuffle.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't care about an album experience from front to back. So I would love this album to be 30 songs if 11 of them are good.
That's gonna take you a while to
It will take me.
through.
That is very true. It will take me a while to come.
And with Kanye, like I'll go back and forth on like, I didn't used to like this song, but now I love it. And like
that is true. You do miss out on those.
So you have to listen to all of his stuff over and over again. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm pretty bullish on it though.
Okay.
Are you long or short on gas fees moving more and more people to play with Sol NFTs?
I mean, I have to be long on this, like, because
I mean, in some kind of like high volume way, because we've seen some flipping, but like everyone doesn't even really know how to get them right now.
I really hope I'm left brain or left curve in this, which is like transaction fees low, go up, number go up.
Yeah,
Where
that makes
the
me
middle
want. That makes
people
me
are
want to
like-
go buy some Sol NFTs tonight and just hold them.
Yeah,
You know
or
what I mean?
The middle curve would be like, no, Ethereum's like Papa whatever. No, there's no OpenSea over there. There's no whatever. I'm really hoping I'm being left of the curve here when I say,
Yeah.
transaction fee low, number go up.
Yep. They have ape by ape. Like
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Oh, they
like,
also they also have ape, and it's gonna go down to like, okay, so good thing that I should have mentioned during the pod that I forgot to write down. Cryptopathic is brilliant. We
Yes.
knew this. In February 2020, before we even like cratered at the low, they were like, somebody asked 22 Loops asked like, okay, we saw like the GameStop AMC whatever. Oh no, sorry, that was something else. He was like, we saw like the shitcoins in 2017. Like, if we get a run here, what do you see? And Path responded with, yes, February 2020, ERC 721s. First answer. He was called the NFTs before we called them NFTs. DeFi, on-exchange staking, and then other digital collectibles. So nailed it.
Yep.
Before any of this started,
Yep.
Path was completely right. This was in response to when somebody, this was a different recent tweet he had was, Q1 GameStop, Q2 Dogecoin, Q3 JPEGs, what's Q4? And he said dope JPEGs, which is like the next move is into quality art on the NFT
Dope
side.
JPEGs.
Dope JPEGs. So, which is awesome. So, sorry to take a long answer to, if Sol has good artists,
Yeah. Then they should.
smart people seem to think that you're just going to get better art rising to the top. So yeah, if Sol just like keeps launching dope projects and the meme stuff just kind of keeps being meme stuff and Pudgy Soul, I don't know how to even make that into a soul pun because they're gonna make it into a soul pun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We gotta wait for the first penguins to drop.
Yeah,
on Sol.
everything's a soul or an S
Yeah.
meme. Where that stops doing it and it's like awesome digital art or like art blocks type things, I would think would be a part of it.
Yep.
Then yes, that's where you see both run.
Interesting.
Both run together.
What's your third one?
My third one is I'm going to give you three L1 blockchains, and you're going to tell me which of their ecosystems is going to be more profitable, or sorry, more useful.
I was gonna say useful is probably a better.
Useful,
yeah.
like actually work in, or people use them, I guess is the better, in like, let's say 3 months.
Oh, that's quick. Okay.
And say 3 months.
Sure.
Luna, Avalanche, Cardano.
I'm gonna go longest to shortest in the order you literally said. Luna, Avalanche, Cardano.
Which is funny because I agree. I know nothing about, like I said, I know nothing about the Luna system, just that they're a better product from everything I know about them.
And I only put Luna above Avalanche because of the little shitcoin thing we just went through. I feel like that's negative for them.
They're marked that kind of.
Now it's like I'm not gonna bridge. It's already over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that narrative could change tomorrow. So who knows? Luna just still feels like it's like a real chain.
Yeah.
In my head, ADA is not a real thing. So
yes, that's why I was gonna say 1 month, and I was like, is Cardano gonna be operational in a month?
Cardano's not gonna be operational in a year. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about Luna to actually make that call, but just the fact that Avalanche feels so Walmart to me.
A part of that question was I wanted to see if you think in 3 months Cardano was supposed to be operational. What does it have to do to pass AVAX?
Oh, I mean,
very little, right?
Very little.
Yeah.
I'm still of the mindset that won't happen. Okay. So
I think they said they were going to announce something, and did they?
I thought they made an announcement about an announcement.
They made an announcement of an announcement. They're going to, they're going to announce when the smart contracts are dropping in September, right?
Sure.
Oh, gosh, okay, sorry. I thought they were releasing something.
They do not have any solid dates yet.
All they have to do is here is a program of a kid throwing a ball, and if the ball moves at all, they're going to pump 5x or 2, whatever. The ADA fans are going to be like, look how useful this thing is.
That's what's going to be really funny is like now not only they don't even have to like show utility, they just have to look pretty on a screen now, and their fans are going to be like, see?
Yes, they don't have to hit any real milestones. No, they just have to exist.
Because they got such a fan base from doing literally zero.
Yeah.
Which is it's just funny to watch.
I think they made a fan base by pumping people's bags, and you pump people's bags by getting people to believe in you. I don't know how they did that.
Yeah.
But like just so many people are bag holders. You are not the third biggest coin with a vaporware system by
that's what it is, dude.
A beautiful charlatan.
It's the same way. Like it was like I saw this happen real time because it's kind of a detour, but like I saw this happen real time when the frocks took off last week, and like being in the Discord of the Telegram, it's like as soon as someone owned one of those things, it's like they became such a believer that like it's like once you're holding a bag, you're in a cult, and it changes the chemistry in your brain.
Yeah.
So it's like these ADA bag holders don't actually care; they're just holding the bag.
Yeah,
and it's like they've been holding it for so long, their brain is just mush. So it's like
this is my identity now.
Yeah, and that's literally what it becomes. Is like I've seen plenty of times in these like NFT discords where it's like the second you own one, like you all of a sudden pretend it's the next big thing. You don't even use logic anymore. You're just yelling things into the void. So like that's just what's happened on a major scale with ADA. These bag holders don't actually believe in anything.
That reminds me of that Keyboard Monkey tweet where he was like, you think you're selling NFTs like. You think it's like rich people swapping NFTs to shit at each other? What's really happening is the price of everything is increased until somebody buys an NFT that they're never going to sell.
Yep.
Like, every NFT is eventually going to get to a wallet where it's never going to be sold.
Yep.
It's just whatever the price is, someone's going to snag it. Like, cool, delist forever.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen to most of these.
Because everyone's trying to make money except someone at the top tier. They're like, I really want this as art.
Which is where the highest quality things are going to be.
Yep.
And you can't fake
that.
And
it's not most things.
It's not most things, exactly. I really do think that we're going to, utilization and, like, usefulness and cream of the crop our way out of this.
Yep.
That, like, and everyone's going to
a lot of people are going to lose and make money.
I was going to say, a lot of people are going to get rich, a lot of people are going to get wrecked in the meantime.
All right, my last one.
Circle of life.
This is a very, very deep question.
Nice.
Are you longer or shorter on Twix or Goldfish?
Oh, man. That's not a fair question. I gotta say Twix, because just candy always wins.
Yeah. I still don't have a sweet tooth. I can't really I don't know. I ate one of those Kit Kats and I was like, that's enough for 3 weeks.
Twix is the perfect level of the chocolate and the very crispy and caramel. I love caramel and stuff. I love chocolate caramel stuff. Like Milky Ways are great, but it's missing the crunch. Kit Kat is good, but it's missing like the creamy caramelness. The only chocolate bar that is better than Twix is 100 Grand.
I've never even had 100 Grand.
I think that's top 2. It's like a crackle bar, but with caramel.
I thought they were like nuts in them.
No, they're just like little air Krispies.
Oh,
they're
like
just
those.
They just make it crispy and they're just filled with air.
Cool.
Oh, they're so good.
I should have gotten some of those.
Those are the top 2. Good tier list to end it.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll see you in 7 days.
In the next dojo. Big thanks to our sponsor over at CryptoCandies.io. Head on over to their website and check out their selection. They're always adding super dope and unique new crypto-themed designs, and we greatly appreciate their support.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Crypto Dojo. If you enjoyed it, be sure to rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, follow on Spotify, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And feel free to hit us up on Twitter and IG at CryptoDojoPod. We'd love to hear from you.